Hey guys, this is Will of TyBL and welcome back to my channel. It has been almost 2 months since the last time I uploaded a spoiler video of Together. Now, I'm going to tell you some spoilers for the upcoming Still Together, which consists of 5 special episodes. In this video, I'm not going to tell you the whole chapter but only some points from it. Anyway, if you live in a different country and some BL series are not available to yours, you can use ExpressVPN to watch those restricted series. You can download ExpressVPN on the description below. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. In the original novel and series, we were accustomed that the storyteller was Tyne, but in this chapter, it will all be the point of view of Solowat. The first chapter of the special book opened up with a quote extracted from the book, which happened to be the story of the scrub band. If we find someone so lovely and adored them terribly, but we knew this would be the only chance we got to meet, the best thing we could do is to smile at each other, take care of one another, and then leave. That's all. That's enough. That quote left an impression to Solowat when he read that. Solowat was not actually into scrub band, but he often played their songs sometimes. The song of Scrub, Close, was the song that he often listened to, even up to 100 times. Because of that song, the quote was more impactful to him and more special. If you thought that Solowat first met Tyne was when the latter stepped on him during the concert of Scrub Band at Silvercorn, then it's not. Although it also happened on that same day, it was not the first time. When Solowat was already in his last year of high school, his friends invited him to watch some indie bands at the university. At first, he did not want to join because of other more important things such as the admission tests, but eventually, he still went with his friends. When they were already in the venue, Solowat was left alone because his friends were waiting for their girlfriends. I don't know if the friends described in this chapter was man and boss because they were not specified. Anyway, because of that, Solowat went to a stall to buy a bottle of water until someone also bought something at that same stall. It was Tyne. He was looking for a blue Hawaii, but sadly, no stall at the venue was selling that. Instead, he was offered to buy a blueberry. Although Solowat already had the bottle of water in his hands, he was dazed by the presence of Tyne. He only went back to reality when a friend of Tyne told him to go to the venue already. Solowat stared to Tyne's image until he disappeared from his eyes. Solowat was confused at that moment why he was staring at him. He did not know why he suddenly cared to him when he did not do it normally. He thought that maybe it's because of his cute face, his voice, his manners, but he really couldn't explain it. That was the first time Solowat met Tyne. It was a couple of minutes before the legendary concert scene that changed their whole life forever. This is not a very much important scene, but it was so much funny to me. When Tyne, his friends, and Solowat were already in the venue, and Scrub was playing a sad song, Tyne was still wiggling ceaselessly, and even if the song had already finished, he was still doing it. His friends told him to stop, but his response was, "Yeah, I'm still hooked on the first song." I was laughing when I read this part of the novel. Tyne was really a funny person even before he met Solowat and was already so fond of Scrub songs. After Tyne bumped into Solowat, Scrub played their last song on the event titled Close. When Solowat heard that song during the event, his whole world stopped at that moment. Everyone stopped, but Tyne was the only one who was moving at his sight. He said to himself that it was not a feeling of falling in love. It was a feeling when you like someone else, but he really couldn't explain it very much. Solowat remembered the quote he read in the book. He asked himself, if he found someone whom he adores terribly and believed that he wouldn't get to meet him again, what would he do? He said that he has feelings for him, but they end up apart. There was no reason to introduce himself to Tyne. We already saw this scene in the series, but it was not the exact same thing. In the series, Solowat saw Tyne and Fong having a selfie in one of the posters of Scrub in the university. He got his phone out and take a selfie also from afar with Tyne. After that, he went away, but in the special book, when Solowat was on his way to the bathroom, he saw Tyne and Fong taking a selfie in a poster of Scrub. He asked a girl who's walking by at that time to take a picture of him and Tyne from afar. After that, when Solowat took the phone and turned around, Tyne and Fong were already gone. It was not a major difference but a good one. We already know from the series that Solowat went out to different Scrub live shows just to find Tyne again, but he was not successful. After the event at Silvercorn, when Solowat was asked by his friends to join them out, he immediately turned them down, but if he heard that they were going to a Scrub show, then he would immediately accept it. One time, Solowat went to a Scrub event with his friends and saw a person who danced like crazy in front of the stage during the Scrub's performance. His heart was beating so fast, he immediately went to the location of that person. He was excited, but at the same time, he was frightened. He bumped to many people and said sorry to them. But when he turned around to see the person he was looking for, he was gone. He thought that maybe it was all in his head. When Solowat was unable to see Tyne again in all of Scrub's live shows he said in his diary, "Move on." After that, he let go of his frustrations and started to live his life to the fullest again. Another thing he wrote at his diary, "Move on in a circle." He thought that one day, the image of Tyne would soon fade away from his memory. Solowat's life went back to normal. When him and his friends during high school threw a party for themselves, they had a game called musical chairs. Solowat did not participate to them and just watched them. The songs were fast changing until the song Close was played during the game. When he heard that, everything went back again to him like a flash in his memory. The memory he wanted to erase from his mind accidentally revived. When that happened, he said to his diary again, "Move on in a circle" over and over. In his school's ground floor, his friends always bring their guitar to flirt with girls. Solowat just joined them because he was bored. His friends chose different songs every day and even upload a video on YouTube to impress the girls even more. Solowat did not want to be involved, but he's willing if they would ask him. But when they asked him for help, they said to play the song Close. Solowat did not say anything and just left them quietly. He wrote on his diary again, "Move on in a circle" indefinitely. At the very last time, his friends asked him again to go to a concert with a lot of bands. When his friends said that his favorite would be there, he said that maybe it's either Solitude is Bliss or Inspiration, but he still said no. But his friends told him, "Scrub will be there." Again, he wrote on his diary, "No more moving on, I'm done." After 3 months of constant studying for the admission tests, the final results of the admission was out. Some of them went to the universities that they wanted, but some of them did not. For Solowat, he got into a university in Chiang Mai. He was far away from everyone else. Because of that, they decided to have their last gathering. A lot of topics were opened up, including about him. One of his friends said, "Have you heard about the guy who got heartbroken although the relationship never even happened?" When that topic was opened up, at first, he did not want to say anything about it, but eventually, he said the whole story. Although Solowat fell in love with the guy, his friends cheered him up and gave their full support to him. One of his friends also said that Solowat would be able to see that guy again, and if ever they meet again, they are meant to be for each other. Solowat did not believe it, stating that he would be studying in Chiang Mai and would probably never see him again. His friend also betted 15 baht just to say that it was true. After that, their high school life had finished and went to their respective universities. Solowat watched his recording of Smile, a song of Scrub, with the help of his brother Fukong. As he watched that, he thought that everything happened during that Scrub concert in Silvercorn would only be in his memory. There are some events in the first chapter that I did not say into this because I think that's enough. Still Together will air around August of this year. Thank you for watching. That's it and see you on the next one.